Denmark, a land of Vikings and timeless traditions. Its modern cities and green landscapes are shaped by a history that whispers on the sea breeze. But where did the name Denmark come from? Let's journey back over 1,000 years. The name itself is a key to the story of a people and their land. Tucked between the North Sea and the Baltic, Denmark has always been a crossroads of culture and conflict. The Danes have shaped European history, from Viking voyages to modern design. To understand this nation, we must first understand its name. The story of Denmark is about more than language. It's about the birth of a kingdom. It tells how scattered tribes in Jutland united to form a powerful entity, their identity etched into the landscape. As we explore the origins of this name, we're looking at the foundation of a nation that has endured for centuries. Our journey will take us to ancient stones, faded manuscripts, and the windswept fields where Denmark's story began. We'll see how a name once spoken by a local tribe spread across the world on Viking sails and royal decrees. This is the story of how a name forges identity, unites a people, and echoes through the ages. The story of Denmark is the story of how a place becomes a home, and a home becomes a legend. Let's begin. Our search for the name Denmark begins with stone, the Jelling stones in Jutland. These rune stones, Denmark's birth certificate, were raised by King Harald Bluetooth around 965. On the larger stone, Harald declared he had united Denmark and Norway and converted the Danes to Christianity. Here, DanmÅrk, Denmark, is carved for eternity. The smaller Jelling stone, raised by King Gorm the Old, also mentions the name, showing it was already known among the elite. These stones are more than records, they're symbols of a growing national consciousness. Beyond the stones, foreign chronicles from the 9th century mention the Danes and their lands. The Frankish royal annals and King Alfred the Great's writings refer to Danmårk, evidence the name was recognized abroad. These early mentions show the name didn't appear suddenly. It evolved, first as a geographical term, then as a political statement. The runestones and chronicles together reveal a kingdom finding its voice and its name. They mark the transition from scattered tribes to a defined, recognized kingdom. It was the dawn of Denmark. The name was becoming more than a word. It was a declaration of unity and identity. Through stone and script, Denmark's story was set in motion. The world was beginning to take notice, and the name would only grow in power. What does Denmark actually mean? In Old Norse it was Danmårk, a compound of Dan and Mork. Dan refers to the Danes, a powerful North Germanic tribe dominating Jutland and the islands. Their name's origin is ancient, but their influence was unmistakable during the Viking Age. The Danes were seafarers, traders and warriors, leaving their mark across Europe. Dan in the country's name is a tribute to this adventurous people. It is their land. The second part, Mörk, means borderland or march, a frontier territory on the edge of a kingdom. This tells us the early Danes saw their territory as a defined space with a clear border. Danmörk literally means the borderland of the Danes. The name captures both geography and political reality, a kingdom forming on the southern edge of Scandinavia. The Danmörk fortification marked the border with powerful neighbors to the south. Denmark is a proud declaration of people and place. This is who we are, and this is where our land begins. The name itself is a statement of identity and sovereignty. The suffix mark reveals a medieval mindset. It wasn't unique to Denmark. Across Europe, mark meant frontier, Ostmark in Austria, Telemark in Norway, Brandenburg in Germany. A mark was a defensive territory, often ruled by a margrave, protecting the kingdom's core. For Denmark, the southern frontier was its most vulnerable point, facing powerful empires to the south. The Danes built the Danmörk, a massive earthwork across Jutland, a physical mark and a statement. Here begins the land of the Danes. Danmörk was more than a description. It was a claim of sovereignty over a contested borderland. Early Danish kings used the name to assert control and unify their people. Living on a frontier shaped the Danish character, vigilant, adaptable, and open to the wider world. The mark was both wall and gateway, a place where cultures met and ideas flowed. This legacy of being a borderland kingdom remains part of Denmark's identity today. It positions Denmark as a bridge between Scandinavia and continental Europe. The name helped forge a sense of unity and purpose. Denmark's story is one of resilience at the edge. the borderland became the heart of a nation. Once Denmark appeared on runestones and royal charters, it began to spread across Europe. Medieval maps, painstakingly drawn in monasteries, started to feature Dania or Dacia, the Latinized forms of Denmark. These maps shaped how scholars, merchants and rulers saw the kingdom. Royal charters and diplomatic letters sealed Denmark's name in the courts of Europe. The Hanseatic League's trade networks made Danish ports vital and the name Denmark common in ledgers and contracts. Commerce carried the name as effectively as armies or kings. Gradually, the name moved from elite circles to everyday trade and travel. By the end of the Middle Ages, Denmark was firmly established in European consciousness. The name had traveled far from its rune-stone origins. Denmark was now a fixed point on the map and in the minds of its neighbours. Denmark's maritime prowess made its name known worldwide. From the Viking Age to the Kalmar Union, Danish ships controlled key shipping lanes and spread the name across Europe. During the Age of Exploration, Denmark established colonies in India, West Africa and the Caribbean. On distant shores, the Danish flag and name became part of global history. The name evolved in many languages. Denmark in English, Danemark in German, Danemark in French, Dinamarca in Spanish. This linguistic footprint shows Denmark's global reach. Today, Danish shipping giants like Maersk carry the name to every continent. The legacy of the Vikings lives on in global commerce. The name Denmark remains a familiar word in the world marketplace. From borderland to global brand, the journey continues. Denmark's story is still being written on the high seas. Today, Denmark is a source of national pride, a living link to Viking ancestors and unifying kings. The name bridges a fierce past and a modern progressive kingdom. Denmark is known for social welfare, green energy and design, but it hasn't forgotten its origins. Symbols of the past are everywhere, from Viking museums to the royal family's ancient lineage. Denmark contains both the Viking and the modern Dane. It's one of the world's oldest monarchies, and the name reinforces that legacy. The story of Danmorszák is taught in schools and celebrated in holidays. The name is a reminder that even a small country can have a powerful history. From Old Norse frontier to modern nation-state, the journey of Denmark is remarkable. Names are more than labels. They're poems, histories, and declarations of identity. Which country's name should we uncover next? Let us know in the comments.